I'm going to start with you since you're our guest, and Dr. Hebert is with us all the time. I know he's got lots to say, but let's start with you. The numbers have declined since the vaccination rollout. Is it too soon to remove masks? I know what Dr. Hebert's going to say. What are your thoughts about removing the masks in the workplace?
Well, it's going to depend on whether or not people are vaccinated. The biggest issue legally is if people refuse to disclose whether or not they're vaccinated, and if they're not providing proof whether or not they're vaccinated, then we're just operating on an honor system. And when we operate on an honor system, while maybe many people are good, there will be some people who will simply remove their masks and will not be vaccinated. And so it's going to be a question of enforcement.
Yeah, we've talked about that. All right, Dr. Hebert, let her rip because I know you got a lot to say on this.
Well, I just really want people to always remember that it really only takes one person to actually spread this coronavirus to many other people. So, once we start looking at opening up a workplace, that becomes a lot of issues that become involved in that because I have to go to work. Right. So if I have to go to work and then I'm exposed to someone because the workplace has said it was okay for this person to be in the office, but we can't necessarily to verify that this person has been vaccinated, then that's kind of encroaching on me and my rights, right? So, and I always want to think about put this out there as well. I want to warn African Americans out there that are looking at ditching their masks that we look at the 80% of the new cases in the United States in some major cities are all African Americans. So at the particular workplaces where there are a lot of African Americans working, this could be a major problem for people that are not vaccinated, especially since the African American vaccination rates are very low.
So, Florina, whose rights are we going to go by? Is it the employee who doesn't want to wear a mask, or the employee who doesn't want to be in a workplace where people aren't wearing masks? Is the employer going to be held liable? Help us through this, the legal consequences here.
So the employer has the right to require not just masks, but actually vaccinations as well. And it's the employer that's looking out for the health and safety of those other employees who would be exposed if another employee comes in, is not vaccinated, and does not wear a mask. That one employee is now putting at risk all the other employees. And so the employer has the right, in the interest of the public health and safety of all of its employees, as well as any customers, depending on the nature of the business, right, to protect the health and safety of those people. That employer can choose, if they want to, require masks. Even if state governments are saying masks are optional, the business can say, for our health and safety and the health and safety of our customers, we still require those masks. Those businesses can then go a step further, and as controversial as this may sound, it is absolutely legal for any company to say, we require a vaccination, and further, we require proof of that vaccination. The problem will come to resources in enforcing that proof. And so, the question's going to be, what are you going to do? Are you going to operate like a bar where you have a bouncer at the front door checking ID, except now they're checking vaccination cards? That's essentially what would need to happen if you were to enact that kind of a rule. You'd have to enforce it. And that's going to cost money, and that's going to involve resources.
Yeah, this is getting really tricky. And Dr. Hebert, I want you to weigh in as well on this, but we're going to take a quick break here. If both of you could stay with us, we'd appreciate it. We'll continue this conversation after a short break. Stay with us, everyone.